I'm going to give like a little bit of a fan perspective here, and I wanted to do this on video so that you can actually see my face while I'm doing this, so that, you get the tone of what it is that I'm trying to say. I'm not going to comment on any of the things in the document, largely because I don't have a right to, because I wasn't involved with them, and the people who were have already done that far better than I ever could. So I will leave that to them. The one thing I will say in relation to that is that to the people who have left Channel Awesome, they deserve all the support, so please support them. And for the ones who have stayed, we do not know what their reasons are, and we may never know what they are, so leave them be. Continue to support them, preferably outside of the Channel Awesome website, but otherwise, don't. Just let them be, all right? Let them do their thing in peace. But from my side of things, largely from a fan's perspective, well, mostly a fan's perspective, I guess I should say, because I have tried to do video production on my own. I have tried to be a video producer, to not a lot of success. There have been many, many things that have prevented me from being successful and from getting onto an aggregate site like Channel Awesome. In fact, when I first started it, like years ago, that was one of my end goals, was to get picked up by Channel Awesome. And a lot of things prevented that, not the least of which being that I am shit. I am not very good. I don't have good editing skills. And I take pauses a lot on there. My equipment could be better, on there. So there have been a lot of things that have kept me from being on Channel Awesome, and they're all pointing back to my own skills or lack thereof, or my mental issues or anything else on there. But I look back at this, and I look back at the things that I've heard, and, I do empathize with the people that have been talking about this on this, because, just looking at it from a fan's perspective, I can think of times that I thought that there was something off with how that guy with the glasses was being run, and with, in particular, how, like, for instance, while Doug himself was running his show. Of course, there were the website updates that either never came, or when they did come were quarter-assed at best. There was something. Even though I did enjoy the anniversary movies, Kick-Ass, Suburban Nights, and To Boldly Flee to a certain degree, there was something very off about those, that just didn't feel right about them, in much of the ways. A lot of the writing on the Nostalgia Critic shows also seemed to get at me, and a lot of the sketches were like, who thought this was a good idea? Most importantly, for me personally, I am a fan of Sailor Moon, and his review of the original Sailor Moon cartoon, reducing it to Teenage Boy Spank material, was the point where I had to tap out on Nostalgia Critic, because but yeah, hearing all the things that went on with their, not knowing any of the background details on there, it was all a pain. And then, of course, all the various bits of interpersonal drama that came out of it. Spoonie leaving, Lupin Phalis getting kicked out, and even up to today with the massive domino pile of producers that we now have on there. I don't think we ever were able to put two and two together as fans, but there was always something hidden in the shadows that seemed off, at least for me. I didn't expect it to be something like this, or for any of the things in the document to be enumerated on there. So reading a lot of the stuff that I did, it goes beyond the pale of even what I imagined. And, you know, the bulk of this, of course, does have to go back to Channel Awesome management, to Michaud and to the Walkers. Because Michaud definitely a part of it. Rob and Doug, at the very least, complicit. Yeah, if not just completely over their heads and incapable of doing anything about it, which, honestly, I don't know which is worse. But, yeah, I'm struggling to articulate properly how I'm feeling about this. I really am. Because at certain points during the drama, there have been points where us fans have been a real bad part of it. You know, there's all the drama llamas that took over changed the channel hashtag. But even years and years and years ago, there used to be a Tumblr called That Guy with the Glasses, Secrets, Take What Takes Secrets. I'm not going to go in depth about that because, again, I was not a part of the background on that. And if there's anyone who wants to speak openly about it, I will leave it to them because they are better equipped to do so. But there was a lot of drama that came on around that, in and around those pockets of drama. And I will admit, I did not help matters back then. In fact, I may have made drama a little worse back then, because I am neurotically pacifistic. Like, I am a head case of pacifism. I hate conflict and would rather just push it away at all points on there. And this led to me saying and doing things that were really quite stupid. It has been several years after the fact now. I would like to think that I am a better person, although that is ultimately not for me to judge. I would like to think that I do better about such things now that I'm in my 30s as opposed to back then when I was in my 20s. But again, not my call to make. I will allow you to decide for that self. And I just want to say to all current and former Channel Awesome producers, especially if you were affected by those bits of drama back in the day, from my part, and also for anyone who is not self-aware enough to realize that they had a part in it, or realizes they had a part in it and doesn't give a fuck, I sincerely apologize. You didn't deserve that then. You don't deserve the bullshit now. And while the larger bulk of your issues are definitely tied back to, Michaud and Doug, I am not going to ignore the points where the fandom failed you. Where people just got bugs up their asses and just went crazy about that, and it ended up hurting the producers that we are supposed to love and support. For my part in that, and for the people who refuse to apologize, I offer my apologies. Because I feel like it's only right to do that, especially in the wake of all of this. And some of you may say, well, it's been years ago, it's too late for apologies now. You're right, it probably is, but I'm still doing it because it's the right thing to do. This is what I believe people are supposed to do in life. You're supposed to be able to reflect upon the things that you've done, take pleasure in the things that you've done right, and be remorseful for the things that you've done wrong and to try to make right what you've done wrong in the past. That's my thoughts on that. So from my part in perpetuating the drama and making things worse and causing fights and that, my apology may not ever be enough, but I offer it regardless. Because there was no call for that then, and there is absolutely no call for that now. So, to all the producers on there, most of you I already watch on your YouTubes anyway, and while I don't have the money to do this right now, at some point for a lot of you, I have supported you on Patreon, and if I ever get to a place where I am comfortable enough in my monetary situation to do so again, I will probably support you on Patreon again as I am able. For those of you that are still on Channel Awesome, just stay strong and do what is best for you. I'm not going to push you in one direction or another. If you feel it's best to stay with Channel Awesome, you do that. If you feel it's best to leave, please do that. Don't push yourself into a situation because you feel like that's the only choice that you have. Consider all your options and do what is best for you. And whatever you end up doing, whether you stay with Channel Awesome or whether you leave and go on to your own, may you have all the best. Because you deserve the best. The producers deserve the best. You deserve way better than what you got. And for all the things that have happened on there, you certainly deserve better treatment as a result of what has come out on this than what you've gotten in the past. So that's really the long and short of it. Take with this what you will. Like I said, I am a failed producer in my right, so a lot of the things I'm saying you can easily discount if you will. But if nothing else, please take the apology. Because it is offered in earnestness and sincerity, probably far later than it ever should have been. And what you do with that is entirely your decision, but I hope you will accept it in the spirit which is given. Because my apology, at least you can be sure that my apology is a lot more sincere than the one that Channel Awesome gave. Because that wasn't an apology at all. I try to consider, being actually remorseful for my actions when I go to apologize for something. Although I do kind of have a little verbal tick of saying I'm sorry for things that are not my fault. In this particular case, I feel like it is. So, again, thank you for watching this. And may we all get better. May we all have better things than what we have gotten in the past. Later.